We're often told to be good, to be kind, play fair, work hard, and be honest. We're promised that one day, these actions will lead to rewards. But if you look closely at those who are truly wealthy, powerful, or seemingly untouchable, you'll see they don't always follow these fair rules. Instead, they play smart. Life is a bit like a hidden game always happening, where people are subtly fighting for status, power, and how others see them. If you don't understand these unspoken rules, you're likely to lose without even knowing why. This isn't about getting motivated. It's about gaining an edge. It's about truly grasping how power works so you don't get used, overlooked, or replaced. Think of Niccolò Machiavelli. He didn't write gentle stories. He showed the tough truths most people aren't ready for. Today, we're taking his clear, direct way of thinking and applying it to modern power. This isn't self-help in the usual sense. It's more like self-defense. So, stop being clueless and start thinking like a clever, modern strategist. Machiavelli wasn't a bad person, he was simply a realist about how politics worked. People might see him as cold, but his real talent was his clear vision. He didn't encourage evil. He simply revealed how power actually operates. He understood that how things look often matters more than what's really happening, and that a good plan beats simple honesty. His famous book, The Prince, wasn't a fantasy. It was a guide for survival, for dealing with betrayal, gaining influence, and seeing the world clearly, without wishful thinking. This way of seeing things is more useful now than ever. When you start to see the world as Machiavelli did, you stop being controlled and start taking charge of your own situation. To think like a modern strategist, you first need to forget some old ideas you might have. That being good is enough, that the truth will protect itself, or that power is somehow bad. Power isn't bad. It's a neutral tool, and your strategy is how you use it. In a world full of noise, distractions, and manipulation, your biggest advantage is clarity, focus, and staying calm. The moment you stop just reacting and start truly observing, you change your role. You go from someone who just follows to someone who plays, and then to someone who plans the game. Every good planner follows certain rules. Machiavelli wrote his, and here are 5 for our time, the rules for a modern strategic mind. Rule 1. What people believe is more important than the facts. The truth might not matter if no one pays attention to it. What truly matters is who shapes the story people hear. This rule teaches us that how things are seen is more powerful than the facts themselves. People understand reality through stories, symbols, and emotions. If you don't create your own story, someone else will, and you'll lose without even knowing why. The first thing modern strategists get is this: when trying to influence others, facts alone are weak without a good frame. The frame is the setting, the story, the feeling around something. It's the invisible filter through which people understand the world. Once a frame is set, facts are twisted to fit it, not the other way around. Think about politics, social media, or any strong argument. 2 people can look at the exact same video and come away with completely different ideas. Why? Because they started with different frames in their minds. For example, a company boss announces job cuts. One frame says, "This is needed for the company to survive." Another says, "This is greedy and cuts costs unfairly." Same facts, different frames, and 2 totally different public reactions. Modern strategists know how to set the way people see things before anyone else can. This isn't about lying. It's about giving context and guiding how people feel. Speak last. Let things calm down, then explain what happened. Use comparisons, stories, or symbols. Repeating your message makes the frame stick. If you name the moment, you become the storyteller. In a noisy world, people follow whoever sounds most confident. Set your frame early, don't wait to defend yourself. Plant ideas early on. Control how things are understood before your rivals even speak. Practice this in small talks, social media posts, or debates. Every moment is a chance to shape meaning. Practice different ways to say the same truth. Learn how to change the frame if it's not helping you. The more you frame, the more natural it becomes. Control the frame and you'll shape what people believe is real. Rule 2. Don't act on feelings. Act on plans. This rule is about turning sudden feelings into real influence. It's the skill to wait when others react quickly, to plan for the long term when others only think about quick wins, to set aside your ego, and to perfect your timing. It's more than just controlling your emotions. It's about being strategically patient. It's the ability to give up instant satisfaction for lasting power. You stop living only in the present and start thinking about the future. You become a master of timing. Machiavelli didn't praise being cold. He praised being calculated. He knew that most power is lost when people overreact emotionally, speaking too soon, pushing too hard, or giving up under pressure. This rule is your solution. Most people just react to everything, every small insult, every mood swing. But the modern strategist sees life like a big game, not just a series of moments, but a map of planned moves. Machiavelli warned leaders not to act on impulse. They might burn bridges, speed things up too much, or show their hand too early. Emotions might feel good right now, but they give your power away. Power is built quietly, with patience, and with careful planning. Think about top leaders, expert diplomats, or skilled negotiators. They don't win by arguing better. They win by setting themselves up better. They don't just win today's fight. They win the whole war. Even in your personal life, if a friend betrays you, do you confront them right away? Or do you watch, gather information, and act when the time is right? Waiting gives you power. Most threats disappear over time. Train yourself to pause. Ask, what do I truly want to happen? How can I slowly guide things there? Then add another layer. Think 2 or 3 steps ahead. Expect how others will react, prepare your responses, and set traps. Patience isn't a weakness. It's foresight. Let your rivals wear themselves out while you save your moves for when they matter most. Powerful moves aren't loud. They're built in layers, planned and timed. Look for patterns. Create timelines. Play life like chess, not checkers. That's how powerful people play the game. Rule 3. Use your attention wisely. Don't always be available. This rule teaches that being seen too much reduces respect. Power grows when there's some mystery. When you step back on purpose, people become curious about when you'll return. Influence isn't about how often you show up. It's about how rarely. In today's connected world, everyone is talking, posting, sharing, yelling for attention. But the modern strategist knows that silence is often louder than noise. Being absent on purpose creates mystery. It builds demand for you. It makes people ask, where are they? What are they doing? Why did they pull back? Mystery creates power. It makes others guess and imagine, and what people imagine is more powerful than simple facts. Think of important people who disappear after a big success. When they come back, they're bigger, bolder, and more respected because they control their presence like a luxury item. Rare and chosen carefully. You don't need to always be online, always available, or always explain yourself. Don't react right away. Disappear sometimes. Speak less in meetings so that when you do speak, your words have more impact. Make your appearances intentional, not just out of habit. Leave when you're most noticed. Stay quiet after a win. Take breaks from social media to increase your value. Practice being quiet digitally before being quiet in real life. Send signals, not constant updates. Be present for key moments, then step back. Your absence will be more powerful than any noise you could have made. Keep people guessing, but keep them guessing about the good reputation you've built. The less they see of you, the more they'll want to, and that's a kind of influence few truly understand and even fewer can fight against. Rule 4. People want to see themselves in you. This rule is about the skill of reflecting others. By showing people what they want to see in themselves, their values, their pride, even their weaknesses presented kindly, you gain their trust, favor, and influence. It's a way of persuading without pressure. One of Machiavelli's deeper lessons was understanding what people truly desire. Approval, ego boosts, a feeling that the world, especially the people around them, matches their own beliefs, identity, and importance. That's where the mirror effect comes in. Modern strategists use this rule to build loyalty, calm down threats, and get access to important groups. The strategy is simple. Show people their own thoughts and feelings reflected in you. When someone sees their own ideas, ideals, or style mirrored in you, they relax their guard. They feel connected, confirmed, understood. And once they trust you, you gain influence. This isn't about tricking people. It's about social intelligence, understanding that people rarely follow the most logical voice. They follow the one that feels familiar. In meetings, match the tone and speed of others. Speak their language, not just words, but values. Talk about their goals before your own. Show admiration for qualities they are proud of. This builds connection. If someone values being independent, highlight their ability to make decisions. If they want status, subtly present them as a leader. Even enemies can be softened by a well-placed reflection. I understand why you did that. That move reminded me of something I once did. Use humor to reflect them. Laugh at what they would laugh at. Copying emotions builds deeper trust. Echo their body language. Repeat phrases. Let them feel comfortable and familiar when you're around. The mirror is a tool. Use it smartly. By making others feel understood, you become strategically invisible. A mirror is rarely noticed, but its effect is always remembered. Rule 5. Power needs protection, and trust is a privilege. This is the rule of keeping your power safe. It's about realizing that even friends can become problems if you don't set boundaries. If your strength is too open, it can be used against you. Your close group of friends shouldn't know everything about your inner self. You've come this far. You're learning to think about frames, moves, silence, and reflection. But here's the final challenge. Can you protect your power even from people you like? This last rule might be the hardest to accept, but it's vital. The people closest to you are the ones most able to harm you. This doesn't mean being paranoid. It means setting boundaries. Machiavelli warned leaders that being too close breeds disrespect, that being too familiar can blur who's in charge, and that comfort often leads to carelessness. In the modern world, the same applies to business, friendships, and influence. Many lose their edge because they assume loyalty lasts forever. They relax their guard, share too much, let power slip out through jokes, confessions, or careless comments, until one day, someone they once trusted uses it against them. Power is not just what you have, it's what you protect. And protection doesn't always look like strong walls. Sometimes it looks like silence, distance, knowing when to say less, knowing when to walk away. Even well-meaning friends can pull you off track with guilt, flattery, or distractions. They might not mean to hurt you, but they can still cloud your thinking, drain your energy, or pull you into their problems. Be selective about what you share. Be friendly but not completely open. Share your values, not your deepest secrets. Help others succeed, but never forget who holds the real power. As you rise, protect your own pace. Don't share your next steps too widely. Not everyone needs to know your plans. Regularly check your close group to see who helps you versus who holds you back. When you create distance, do it gracefully without drama. Let silence define the boundary. Quiet strength leaves no hard feelings, only respect. And never forget, what feels loyal today can become self-serving tomorrow. Review your trusted friends every few months. Watch how people react to your successes. It shows how they'll act when you face challenges. This rule isn't about fear, it's about structure. Boundaries make relationships strong. Clear roles, clear limits, clear respect. Even your closest allies should know that your power is not something to be argued over. And that's how you keep it. The modern strategist's mindset. These aren't just old tactics dusted off from an old book. These are tools for survival in a world filled with noise, fakeness, and distraction. The modern world rewards those who think more deeply, speak more intelligently, and act with clear purpose. In a time when everyone is just reacting, the person who plans leads. Where everyone wants attention, the one who holds back becomes fascinating. Where emotions are used as weapons, clarity becomes a superpower. Thinking like a true strategist isn't about trying to control everyone. It's about navigating the world, understanding human nature so you don't get used to it. It's about seeing the hidden angles, spotting the traps, and staying many steps ahead. These 5 rules aren't just games. They're like armor. They protect your time, your energy, your influence, and help you succeed without giving up your true self. Power is always changing hands. The only question is, are you giving it away, or are you using it carefully and precisely? To truly think like a modern strategist, you must understand one main idea above all else. Nothing is personal. everything is about your position and plan. This doesn't mean being cold. It means being clear. Clarity helps you separate your ego from what you want to achieve and your feelings from your actions. You'll start to see the world differently. You'll begin to study people, not just listen to them. You'll see the hidden messages behind their words. You'll understand that every conversation is an exchange of power, status, emotion, and control. And you'll learn to stay steady through it all. Power isn't just a title. It's a way of seeing, a way of noticing. While others play the obvious game, you'll play the hidden one. And in that quiet observation, in that awareness, you'll unlock the rarest power of all. The ability to act thoughtfully in a world that often runs on impulse. This is how modern strategists think. Not with cruelty, but with clarity. Now you see the whole playing field. Maybe you've been a piece in someone else's game, a player, or even just a pawn. But Machiavelli's biggest lesson is this: you were never meant to play their game. You were meant to design your own. Power isn't loud. It's not anger, noise, or big ego. It's silence, patience, and precision. The modern world doesn't reward the kindest people. It rewards the clearest. You now have the rules, the way of seeing things, and the mindset. Now act like someone who's seen behind the curtain. No more blind loyalty, no more emotional traps. Just a calm focus and effective action. The game is real, and now, so are you. If you've watched this far, it means something important clicked for you. Something inside you woke up. You don't just want motivation, you want strategy. You want clarity. You want power without apology. So, if you want more insights, subscribe now. Tap like to spread this message. And share your favorite rule in the comments below. Because the next generation of leaders won't just play smart. They'll think like true strategists.